to the Zero Barriers Podcast.
All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Barriers Podcast. This is Eli again, and I'm once again joined by Charlie. Say hello, Charlie.
Hello. Hello.
Charlie seems very, very tired.
I'm very tired. I'm tired and annoyed. And anyway, let's go.
We have another guest as well on today. My good friend Mansour. Hello, Mansour.
How's it going? Pleasure to be on here with you guys.
Yeah, looking forward to this the topic.
We finally got around to it.
Yep, we did. So today we are discussing, and this was actually Charlie. Do you want to introduce the topic, because I believe this was your suggestion?
Yeah, sure. So it's the question: do we work to live, or is it live to work? And yeah, let's debate that.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off the top. Maybe we'll just talk about what kind of jobs we all do at this stage and our future plans of jobs and how that sort of correlates with our life plans. So I'll start off by saying I've been working at Woolies part-time since I was 15, so 7 years now. Same store and everything. I've also worked in hospitality briefly during that time. But for the future, I finished my commerce degree with a major in marketing within the next 6 months. So I plan to get into marketing, hopefully eventually get into PR as well. A backup plan somewhere down the track, I wouldn't mind being a primary school teacher, a random backup sort of plan, but definitely the next 5 to 10 years is getting into marketing, setting out a career, earning enough money. But in doing that, I want to, buy a house. I want to start my own family, all these type of things. And unfortunately, you have to work to earn the money to do that. So, whoever's next, Mansour, maybe you want to discuss what jobs you're doing right now and then your future.
All right. Well, similar to Eli, I'm currently studying. I also work in retail. Just on weekends, I work at Liquorland. Other than that, I'm writing a script with one of my bosses. I'm a journalist, but that's my career. That's what I want to do. Everything else I do is just a job, like career-wise. Journalism's my passion. So I write for this women's publication called Bubble Magazine, this other publication called Chatter and Hatch, and just a couple artists, and I write for my university blog as well.
Yeah, you write for quite a few publications, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of have to with journalism. You can't make money writing for one place.
Yeah. So you get paid for like mostly all of them, or
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah. And Big Boy Charles. Oh, actually, Mansour, what's your goal for the future before I move on?
Good question. I definitely want to continue journalism, but I would like to move to script writing. Like I'm currently doing that now, but in more of a professional sense.
Yeah.
Did you say screenwriting?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we should. Yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that lines up. That lines up with what I'm doing. So that's cool.
That's good.
I need. Yeah, Charles, go ahead. What have you been up to in terms of the workplace?
What I've been up to in terms of the workplace? Well, I guess hospitality. But I've been trying to break it in the film industry, starting from a very amateur level. I'm currently producing and editing my second short film, and hopefully I'm planning on entering that into a few competitions later on in the year or into early next year. And just the adventure and the journey that is filmmaking. It takes quite a lot of my time, but I enjoy it. It's just getting the sort of energy and I know just getting the energy and having the drive to create stuff.
And what about the future? Is that like your long-term goal as well?
Yeah, I guess long term, I'd just like to be successful in that, and eventually making enough money to be able to support myself, and try and make it big overseas. So yeah, we'll see. But it's all about luck, and it's all about probability and chance, and you never know when your next, when the big break's going to be, really. So you just got to keep on driving. You just got to keep on pushing yourself, and see
Dog
where
eat
this
dog world, mate.
adventure takes us.
That's it. Well, obviously today's topic is do we work to live? Or do we live to work? Essentially. It's such a deep question when you think about it.
Yeah. When you guys posed that, I was like, ooh.
Spicy. Charlie, seeming as this was your suggestion, do you want to kick things off? I want to hear your perspective on this. Maybe I'll go
Yeah,
last and after you guys.
yeah, sure. So I guess maybe we could each have our own definition of what we think. I don't know what we think that really means to us. So to me, like living to work is, grueling and it sounds tough. Having, I don't know, having, you got to, I guess not everyone's in a position where they have financial security or backing, if that makes sense. So yeah, it is living, like it is, working to live, really. So you have to work in order to pay bills, in order to have clothes, in order to have food, in order to have some sort of uh, I don't know, have some sort of I don't know what the word is, but do you know what I mean? It's like it's essential. I don't know. It's just a part of the natural cycle, and unfortunately, yeah, as I said before, we're not all in the position where we can support ourselves. So we do have to work in order to live. Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely agree on that point. I think especially when you're a student or anything, like when you're in your mid-20s or that whole stage of your life, you don't have enough money to buy a house, but you you're trying to drum up some savings to be able to do that in the future. But you got all these bills to pay, and then I feel like, especially with our age group, if one little slip up happens, like your car's something happens to your car or something like that, and then that, you know, you gotta spend all that money on that, and then you gotta, like, crap, I've spent 2 grand to fix my car. Now I gotta try and make that savings back, and then it's just, work is no longer fun. It's just
Yep.
stressful, and I feel like when work is stressful, you're definitely living to work. Then you're working to live. Sorry.
Yeah, we can, and you know what? And I was saying this. Yeah, we don't all have the means to just go about life without having to work. Really, I mean,
Mm,
some of us, there are a lot of people out there that can afford to not really have to worry about uh,
mm,
not worry about having to buy your own clothes, and you know what I mean. Like there's some very fortunate people out there, and then there's some not so fortunate people,
yeah.
and it is a case of having to literally work to live in order
Mm.
to survive in the world that we know.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but if I don't work one week, that next week is gonna be like hell.
Yep.
I
Yep.
have to work. If I like suddenly get sick or injured, like, I'm screwed. Like, I know it sounds like dramatic, but it's damn true.
And I think it all comes down to money, really, when we think about this.
Mm,
Because it's
mm,
like,
mm,
okay, so I'm working to live because I'm working so I earn money, and this money is going to help me live. It's going
mm,
to, you know, if I want to say I like video games, if I want to buy the latest console, I want to buy an Xbox Series X, I want to buy a PS5. I have to work and earn money in order to live in
mm,
that sense and earn enough money to buy that. And then it can go from something like that to something simple like, okay, My mates have invited me out on a Saturday night. They want to go clubbing. It's bloody expensive. I'm gonna need a couple of $100 probably for the night. I'm gonna have to work in order to live.
Mm.
And I think the question is like when it comes to there, I think they're two completely different questions as well. Because you've got do you work to live and do you live to work?
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's interesting that I think there are two different questions to sort of tackle here because
We might need
working
to split this into a two-part
yeah,
episode because
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely it's a bigger topic than I've sort of come to it's a much bigger topic.
yeah, so
So
well what would you prefer to sort of settle on today, Charlie? Do you live to work or do you work to live?
mm, live to work. No, it's tricky, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it buys all the nice, having that money buys all the nice things. I'm not having to, um, really worry about bills or such. I'm still with my folks, but yeah, no, I'm not in any position where I'll be able to not afford to work. So yeah, it is a case of living to work really. Um,
How do you
yeah,
define living to work though? Because working to live is pretty self-explanatory. You work so you get money so then you can live. But when you're looking at living to work, is it saying that work is consuming you and that your life is just work?
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of cultures, people enjoy work. We were going on about the Japanese culture before, weren't we? Like, you know, um, they actually have to. I know when it comes to schools, don't they have to like stop the students from studying overtime or something like that?
Yeah,
I
because
I
they work
remember
so
hearing a
bloody hard.
report. Yeah, so I don't know. It's different cultures, isn't it?
And
I
I think,
guess.
yeah, Mansour, I'm not sure if you've seen, like in Japan, particularly Tokyo, where their
Mm.
workers are sleeping in their like work
No,
buildings.
I've seen pictures of that. Yeah, it's
It's
like
it's
really common
insane.
to just doze off on the train or on the streets because they work themselves to death. But definitely with the cultural thing, I agree with that. Like I'm Middle Eastern, I'm Afghan, so my culture is a bit more conservative. So we kind of see if you're not living to work, you're like a failure. You know what I mean? That's how I don't know if my family particularly thinks that about me, but I think that about me. I think if I'm not working, or if I'm not living to work, I'm literally just wasting away my life. But I
Mm,
feel like I have to work. And
But
obviously
if
I need to work, but I feel like even if I was in a position where I didn't need to work, I personally I live to work.
But what is like, so let's delve deeper into that. What is that? Like, is that because you feel you need to contribute to society? Is it
Yes.
because, okay. So you feel like, oh, if I don't work, even if I don't need to work, I'm
Mm.
not contributing enough.
I just don't want to be one of those people. Just like a shit kicker, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, fair.
so yeah, it's definitely to do with class and cultural background, isn't it? Really, because it all means something completely different to each of us. So
Mm.
yeah, no, yeah, so many different cultures. They've got such uh, different attitudes and mentalities to work and what it means for them to have work actually. Yeah, so I guess I've only really worked in one other country, and that was in the UK, and that's pretty similar. Their attitude to work is pretty similar to Australia's attitude. So I can't really compare that. But I guess Eli, Mansour, have you had any experience working in any other countries where the
I
attitude
haven't
has been
worked in
different?
other countries, but like I can definitely notice a difference in when I've been traveling over in Europe and whatnot. Um, I will pose a question here. Like, do you think that different cultures and different people have like either they are either they live to work or they work to live? Because for me, Mansour's just said basically off the top, like he lives to work, which I
Mm.
respect. He's not doing it because of the, what he gets out of it. It's more what he contributes into it. While for me, and I guess this is just because I'm working part time, but like it's probably in the future as well. But for me, it's like I work to live. I do like I earn money. Right now I'm at Woolworths. I earn that money so I can do fun things, so I can go out, so I can buy nice things. And that will be me past uni where I'll be, hoping to get a full-time job where I'm earning enough money to buy a house. I'm working so that I can live this lifestyle. Does that make sense?
No,
Whilst
it definitely makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
I
and I
feel
mean,
like now you continue.
I was just gonna say, like Charlie, what would you say? Would you say you're more like me, or would you say you're more like Manshaw's, where it's kind of like I hope I don't come across selfish here at all because
No.
that's not what I'm intending to sound like at all. But that's just
Mm.
kind of how I feel about the whole situation.
Yeah, for sure. Look, it's tricky because at the moment, yeah, I'm definitely uh yeah, working to live. Sorry, I had to think about it for a second. Yeah, working to live. But yeah, I was saying before, I won't be because I'm not working full time. Uh, I won't always be like that. There'll be a stage where I'm, living to work really. Uh, and it's quite hard actually. Different industries, um, you know, the cash flow isn't always constant,
Mm.
especially in the entertainment industry. You don't know when your next paycheck's going to be. So yeah, that makes it more tricky, I guess. But at the same time, saying that though, like I'm doing something I actually enjoy. So am I actually purposely putting myself through uh, through the sort of I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I guess I'm not. Um, yeah, I've chosen to do this as a career, so I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Um,
I've chosen this. So.
I found some good definitions here actually. So, working to live, yeah, basically like we've said, means you work so that can allow yourself to enjoy other things in a life aside from your job. Well, live to work, there's two ways it can be understood. One is that your life is based around your work and nothing else, which could be pretty bad. I don't think that's what Manshaw's trying to get at. I think he's
Mm.
trying to get more towards the other one, which is that you love your job so much or you love what you do so much that there's no clear line between your professional and personal life. And some might say that when you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
Cliche but true.
It's two different approaches and they're completely different. I think honestly, I think if you live to work, you could be happier because all aspects of your life you're probably enjoying.
Look, out of all the work I do, the only one I truly enjoy is writing.
Yeah,
I I'm like a marketing assistant, a blog writer, all that I work at Lickland, but those are all jobs. I only enjoy my career. You know what I mean? There's a difference between a job and a career, you
that's
know?
true. Yeah,
Like you have a job to get through uni, but then because you want to reach your career, you know? Like you've been at Woolies, would you say 7 years?
yeah,
Yeah, you've been working a job for 7 years. Like it's not even trying to be rude, but once you graduate and then you get your degree and you go into your field, then you start your career. You
career.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's definitely how I think about it. Like when I say I live to work, I probably live to work for my writing, but everything else I just work to live, because I need that weekly paycheck from Liquorland and everywhere else. But then, like, with my writing, it's not like he said, it's not paychecks don't come every week with writing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't come at all.
Yeah, see, and this is like I love to write as well. Like I got my own blog. I don't have a career, well, a career out of it or a job or
Mm.
anything like that. And I would, that is something I'm interested in, but less career focused on that for now. Maybe something I'll come back to. And yeah, at uni, I'm doing a journalism major as well on top of my marketing. But I guess like working is like that tool that kind of gives us the access to meet our needs and like fulfills those kind of wants. So if you enjoy it, then you're fucking loving life. I mean, let's look at Kanye West. The guy just makes music and makes fashion and makes billions of dollars from it.
Mm.
Like that does not sound like a bad gig at all. And that's his work.
Yeah.
Most of us aren't that lucky to be able to, have a career that we can truly 100% enjoy. It's
Mm.
something we all strive for.
I
But
feel like once you make it within that career path, where you can feel like I have a secure place, like I have my feet flat on the ground, and then you can just that's when you can enjoy it. That's when you like, for example, with Kanye West, when you finally at the top of the mountain, you can feel like, all right, I can take a deep breath and actually enjoy it now. But I feel like with us, with everyone our age, you can't really enjoy it until you feel like, you've secured a position in that industry. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Charlie, you're kind of staring at blank space right now.
Yeah, no, sorry, man. My internet's terrible. I can barely hear you guys. But yeah, what I am picking up though, yeah, I guess, yeah. You look at people like Kanye and other, I guess, other successful, celebrities, and they're doing what they love, really, and they're making money from it. So yeah, I guess we're all on different paths, and not everyone wants the same thing out of life. And money doesn't drive some people, really. I think there was like an interview with Bob Marley, where he said that. Oh no, the interviewer asked him, are you rich? What's money to you? And he was like, I don't need money to make me happy in life. Like he was just enjoying his music, enjoying that. So I guess it means different. That comes back to work. Like work means different to everyone.
Different people.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? But I guess it goes back to like, I don't know, the hunter gatherer sort of the Stone Age. I don't know, caveman, whatever. Goes out, has to hunt, otherwise he starves. You know, like he has to go and work. He has to go and kill that animal in order to survive. So I guess it's just like human
Well, I
instinct,
feel
isn't
like
it?
it's still like that today. The
Yeah,
stakes have changed. The stakes have definitely changed, but it's still the same thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
want
no,
to
it's
pose a
completely the same.
question to if we're saying that if you're going under what my perspective of like you work to live, does that mean that life is only about money?
Well,
It's sad reality. We
yeah,
need
you try
money
and
to
leave the
live.
house without money in your pocket.
Yeah,
You're not going to get.
exactly. I mean, like, and there's all these people out there that go, fuck, I hate rich people. It's like, why do you hate rich people? Like, is it because you want their money? Like, is it
Yeah.
because they're working hard so that they can live? Because
I don't hate rich people, but I hate when rich people try and give life advice.
yeah,
Like no, like don't tell me life is easy or this, that, and the other. You just have to work hard. Like, no, if you were given that money, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Tony Robbins, bro, like motivational speaker, but you go to one of his shows, it costs like $300.
I
Like
don't
the dude's a
believe in any
millionaire.
of that motivational like crap. I don't care how much slander I get. You can flame me all you want. All that motivational crap. Dude, if there was a point last year where I legit during COVID had like $10 in my account because I was just screwed because of COVID and I was smashing through my savings. No motivational fucking speaker could have got through to me then. It was just like I was literally in a point where I was like, I need a job just to live right now. Do you
Yeah.
know how, like, do you
Yeah,
understand?
that's
But
it. That's it.
a year later, and now I feel a lot better with my finances, and money's coming in every week and every month. And I feel like, I hate to talk about COVID, especially as a journalist, because we don't shut up about it. But I feel like that was a really big test for people, because like money was drying up, and then we were like,
It,
"Whoa!"
it
People
was a
that are
wake up
addicted
call.
to work and all that were just struggling. You know what I mean?
It was
Well,
a
you-
wake up call that we needed. It was a much needed wake up call, really.
It's
Eli,
funny
I
how
think
much we talk about COVID on this podcast. I know Charlie would agree. It always comes up. It's
It's
just
a
relevant.
fact of life
It's
now.
relevant. Yeah,
relevant,
that's
man.
it. Like, there's
It's
nothing
relevant.
not relevant to it. Like,
Yeah.
Whenever it's not relevant, a freaking case pops up.
yeah.
Like you forget about it for like months and months and months, and we're allowed to go out again, and then boom, a case pops up.
It's so true.
Bringing this back to working to live, do you think our attitude has changed over the different, you know, over, uh, bring it back to the 30s, during the, well, no, not during the Second World War, before that, there was the attitude of, yeah, you had to work and, go out and get food. And, this is like going back to saying that we were all hunter gatherers, isn't it? Like, I don't think that mentality hasn't really changed.
Yeah.
But I guess now, though, like we get quite a lot of, I don't know, are people used to getting handouts from the government? Are people getting lazier? I
Well,
don't know. Are we getting more sort of, um,
Mhm.
I
mm,
might, I might answer this first, and then Mansour can pop in.
Yeah,
Because
go for it.
I want to say, like, straight off the back, I think the definition has changed of like working to live. Like right now, you look at work to live as like you work hard and then you get to do cool shit. You get to buy a house, start a family, support that family, like take your kids to Disney World, take them overseas, cool shit like that. While back then, the hustle is so much more that in the family, it's normally the male is the breadwinner. So the male works, the wife stays at home. The wife doesn't actually work to live. The wife just kind of, well, she does her work, she does the housework, and that's her life. So she bloody lives to work in a sense. But the definition has changed because there's just so much hustle, so much more hustle back then, and a lot of it would have just been about like particularly for working class families and whatnot, and even upper class families that you know you're working. Sorry, Charlie's moving. He's like distracting me. Um, yeah, you're like working to sort of I don't know. Back then, I just feel like you're working to. It's more of a hustle then. It's more about looking after your kid and looking after your kids.
Mhm.
Do you get what I mean here? Like
I know what you mean, but
nowadays, there's
it's
so much more
ironic that
luxury.
you say it's
There's,
ironic you say more of a hustle. But back then, having one job was all you needed. But like now, people have like 4 or 5 jobs. So I feel like now is even more of a hustle because you
yeah,
you literally can't live off one job these days. If you want to buy a house, you and your missus both need to work. You're gonna
that's true.
need some
Yeah,
other form of income on top of your actual income. You know what I mean?
crypto.
Like, it sucks. Like, I work like 4 jobs. One of them's an internship, which means 3 of them pay. And once my bills come out, I like just have enough to get through the month.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. It's so hard, and then you have to think about buying a house. And...
Yeah. And then it's like, yeah. Like every time my birthday comes around, I think, did I do good enough this year? Like, did I do good enough? Did I save enough? You know,
Yeah.
those pressures, and then you're like, oh god, I have to work harder. I have to work harder. Sucks so much.
Charlie, you're on mute, by the way. If you want to unmute, I can't unmute you.
There, then you get reminded on how young you are. But then another year goes by, and you're like, "Oh shit, I still haven't."
Well, that's
What?
it. I mean, I'm the only one at home now, and I'm 22. Both my sisters moved out at my age, so like, and I don't think I'll move out now. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, but
COVID screwed everything anyway. Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
really.
oof, I moved out for a bit and I moved right back in.
Well, that's funny. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize you moved out. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not uncommon for 30-year-olds to be living like with their parents nowadays, which is
Yeah, I'm pretty
crazy.
sure the median age has increased to stay at home. Pretty sure it's like mid-30s now.
That's just insane. Because houses are so expensive. It's kind of like they're
Yeah.
just waiting for their parents to die so they can have their
You
house. Oh,
better hope
God.
your parents wrote a will then. It's the only way you're getting that house.
Yeah. Oh, dear. It's either that or like, oh, your grandparents have just died.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, but did they leave a house? That's a joke, by the way. I would never wish that on anyone. But
Oh
yeah.
well, I definitely think. Oh, what you were saying? I'll move into what? Not your own grandparents' house, someone else's grandparents' house. Is that what you're saying?
I was just making a joke that you probably got people out there that are hoping that in a will somewhere there's a house from their relatives.
The only way any of us can get a house these days.
Oh god, yeah, and I was mentioning before, back in like the 30s or whatever, their attitude to work was a lot different to ours nowadays. But like everything was cheaper as well, wasn't it? So like I guess
Yeah,
why that has
saying-
nothing to do with it. Because anyway.
I said that before, like back then in those days, even in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, when everything was cheaper, having one job was the norm. You needed one job to get a house, raise kids, retire, you know? You try and have one job now and buy a house, raise kids, and retire. You try it. It's not possible.
You can't.
You can't do it. I'm so glad we're progressive now where both partners working is like the norm. You know what I mean?
So us males can bloody lynch off the females so they can what for the house.
Boys, okay, so I pose this to you. 10 years time, 20 years time, what do you think our attitude to work will be? And like, because it's going to change drastically. I mean, maybe humans will be made redundant and it will all be robots.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, dude, like it's already
Look at all the
happening.
jobs that make the most money now. It's people with zero skill, OnlyFans girls, Instagram influencers.
It's actually true.
Those people make the most money. And the people that work the hardest make fucking nothing.
Quick cash. Society is rewarding people with quick. Society is now rewarding dumb people with, and just throwing money at people who have a smart idea. Then they, I don't know. Yeah, it can't last though.
So if I get my doodle out, I will earn, a decent amount. Like, here's the thing. I'm sure a lot of men have thought about it once, being like, maybe I should just become a porn star.
I've thought about dating a girl that already has OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I'm looking for one. I'm looking for a girl that has an OnlyFans.
What, so you can be in the content or like...
No, I just want to have her share of the money. I want her
Yeah,
to
no,
take
you're
me
so
to dinner.
right though, because like there's this chick I follow on Instagram. And I think her name's Gabby Ghostling or something. She's from Adelaide or something. She's your typical like blonde haired, like big tits, sort of like bikini model looking young chick. She used to date Alex Williamson, the comedian.
Oh,
Mm.
there you go.
Yeah, I think they just broke up, but
Oh,
she's just bought a house, and I full commented on her photo saying just bought a house, being like OnlyFans question mark, and she full liked it. Like she liked that
Because
I
she's
know a
not
girl that bought a
ashamed.
house with OnlyFans money.
comment.
I interviewed her for an article last year about OnlyFans, and I used her as my subject. She told me she made 70 grand in 2020, and that was from January to August.
What the
Hey, and I
fuck?
don't, you know what?
70
I don't think
grand.
there's anything to be ashamed about that because that's
There's
still
nothing to
working
be ashamed
No
of.
way, no way.
still
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's a legitimate
respect
job.
yeah. I
That's a
mean,
hustle.
the
I'm
hustle.
surprised I don't know more people who have done it, but I don't know. It is still like a thing where it's like, bruh, this is your body out on the internet for like, and the people that are subbing to these OnlyFans, look, a lot of them are 50, 60-year-old men, you know? It's a,
Yeah. It's more
so
they're paying for the personalized content.
it's risk and reward for those people.
Yeah. Like you pay a girl $5 and she'll do anything you want on OnlyFans. That's literally the point of it. Like I have some mates that have OnlyFans. My mate told me she made it like 2 weeks ago. She's already made 3 grand.
What? Oh, jeez.
It's fucking insane.
Boys, you want to make one?
But yeah, no, it does pose a really good point, doesn't it? Like, maybe they don't have a choice. Maybe, because and a lot of these girls, they're not stupid. I mean, a lot of them are paying bloody back. I don't, the hustle is real, and it
But are
is
they
real for a
working
lot
to
of people.
live?
Well,
Because they enjoy
that's tricky.
what they do.
That's true.
And they're making money from it. And it's a little amount of effort you could put in. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, is that working to live? Or is that living to work?
I mean,
it's a bit of both, I guess.
I doubt there's anyone in Australia who'd have to, have to foster, sell themselves basically in order to live. I don't think there'd be anyone who would be in that position. Maybe there are. I don't know.
But
I
they
can't-
do it. They do it though.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
In
Yeah,
some
but I mean,
sense.
there is a lot of government support out there, so I doubt there's anyone who has to.
Has to do OnlyFans, yes. I think everyone. What was a positive one? The people, you said there was a fine line between doing what you do and like if you don't. You said if you enjoy what you do, you don't work a day in your life. Was that working to live?
That was that's
Working to
live.
live.
Okay,
Yeah,
work.
correct.
So that's a positive one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I don't feel
living,
like that's me right now.
like
Maybe
I
you
mean,
are living to work then.
Yeah.
No, you're working to live, sorry.
Yeah, I'm
No.
definitely.
Because the definition of like not letting anything else kind of like everything is work basically is the one where you're that's living to work.
Mm. I feel like these days, especially, that's me. I'll finish one job and I'll go to the next job. I'll go to bed, I'll wake up and go to another job. Like today's Sunday and I just finished Liquorland and then I'm going to my internship on Monday and then that script writing job on Tuesday and then Wednesday I'm going back to my internship and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'm working some more. Like there's like no days off this week. Like my head's gonna explode.
I mean, that's the modern world. I mean, that when it comes down to it, I mean, that's the world we're living in, really.
Yeah,
It's no more sort
that's
of
7 days of work, and only 3 of those days are paying me.
But is that
Fuck.
what society wants for people of our age? Do we with the internship? Is it a non-paid? Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
paid, isn't it?
no, it's not paid.
Yeah.
No, well, that's life. You know, you got to do that stuff. I would never be mad about that.
Well, Well, which path do you take? Do you work to live or live to work? I feel, just reading here, like, there's no one way that's better than the other. One might sound more fun,
Mm,
but one might provide more financial stability. Ideally, you find
I
a job and career that fulfills every desire of our lives. You perfectly balance your work with your life so that you can lead healthy and happy lives. That's a
mm.
bit cliche, but it's.
That
I
is
mean,
why we work, though.
yeah, but like, there's so few of us that actually find that job. Like, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, you're probably gonna find a career that you enjoy, but there's gonna be elements of it where you just go, "This is shit."
Yeah, everyone can find a career they enjoy, but their specific job is shit. You know what I mean? Like you can be in the film industry and writing films, but every film you write is just meddled by freaking producers screwing it over, and then you hate your fucking job, but you like the work you do. You know what I mean? Like that's like, I want to write scripts, like I said. Charlie wants to. He's making short films. Like,
want to produce your scripts.
Good business
Yeah,
plan
no,
going here.
yeah. Okay, like where do you come into this? You're gonna, I don't know. You can be a associate producer. I don't know. You can.
I'm manager, bro.
What
Campaign
are you
manager.
bringing?
so
Campaign
that's
manager.
that's
Okay.
the industry, like filmmaking. That's the industry where, like, if you're not making the films you want, or you're not a part of the projects you want to be, but you are in the film industry, like, are you happy? You know what I mean?
True. Well, I mean, fuck. Look at Marvel. Like, look at Marvel writers and producers and screenwriters. Like, they must love their lives. Like,
Do
they're
they though?
well, the
Do they?
content
Yeah.
that they're
Why would they
putting
like?
out there.
They're writing
They're,
some of as great as the Marvel films are. They're writing some of the most formulaic films on the planet.
That's well, yeah. Okay, okay. Let's get more specific. I'm talking like the new Marvel shows that are like different from like the movies. I'm
Mm,
talking like Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision. Like
yeah.
those, the writers on those must be going, damn, this is so much fun because I'm writing something different and it's crazy. And the best part is I'm getting paid shit ton for it and people love it and it's popular, even though this is a really weird and abstract idea.
Look, if I was
Yeah.
ever going to get into film writing professionally, I'm not going to write superhero movies.
Oh, yeah. It's not for. Yeah, I definitely couldn't see myself
I could never.
selling out some big
You could pay
Hollywood.
me $1 million. I would not write a superhero movie.
No.
That's
You know what? That's very important to have throughout any work that you take on. Is never take on. I think, and personally, I never take on something that I'm just not invested in. Really, why am I going to waste my time if it's not going to benefit me or if it's not going to, you know,
exactly.
I want to get some satisfaction out of it at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm never going to put myself in a position where I'm doing something that I'm not enjoying. So I guess yeah. So I guess I am looking to live really. Yeah, I don't know. All right, what's so okay? What's everyone's final take on the topic?
You want to go, Eli?
Yeah, okay. All right. I'll go. I'll have a tangent here because
Okay.
I feel like I feel like it depends specifically from person to person on what we're kind of aiming here. Obviously, in terms of like living to work, I'm all for the idea of like, you know, contributing to society as part of your work and, your work being meaningful. I don't agree necessarily that work and like stuff outside work, I think like that notion of they're both the same, I don't think that should ever be a thing. I think you always need a separation. You always need downtime from work. Like I'm one of those people that it's like fuck, like Not necessarily now, but like definitely in the future. If someone's messaging me from work outside of work, I'm just gonna be like, no, like why are you messaging me? I don't want to hear it. Unless you want to go out and do something fun. Don't message me about the workplace. Don't message me about what we're doing. Just say I'm a marketing director and someone's asking me, oh, like, can I finish? What's your recommendations on this? And they message me this at like 7:30 at night. I'll be like, no, we can talk about this at 9 a.m. in the office tomorrow. Like, I think you need that separation, but I truly think in terms of my lifestyle and how my life wants to go, I think that I am definitely one to live work to live, sorry. So I'm doing this, so I'm putting in the hard work, and whether I enjoy it or not, I'm still doing it for a purpose, and that purpose is so that I enjoy my time outside of work. And it is unfortunate that we have to work so much in our lives. Like most of us are going to be stuck doing like 5 days a week, 9 to 5, sometimes a little less or a little more than that. There's not a lot of spare time, and you get your holidays, but work consumes a shit ton of your life, and then you retire at maybe 75, although that looks like it's going to be bigger and bigger as the years go by. Good luck, for our generation retiring at that age. So
Retiring at 90.
yeah. So I think you've got to work so that you enjoy that downtime, enjoy those weekends, enjoy those holidays, and you've got to, if you want to start a family, then you need money. If you want to buy a house, you need money. If you want to buy like a cool TV, money, lounge, money. All of these things you require money, and that's through work. And so technically, yeah, I'm under the opinion that you are definitely, you know, working to live. And it's weird because when I was a kid, I don't know about you guys, but when I was about 6 years old, I just didn't think that I'd ever work. I just had this impression like, oh, my parents work. Like, I don't have to work one day. Like, I just go to school. Like, and then when I finish school, I do cool shit. But like, that's not the case. We all end up pretty much working, most of us. And if you don't, well, I think that's actually a problem.
I don't get kids who say I hate school because
Yeah, you're right.
I do
It's like,
anything. I'd
bro,
do
you're
anything to go
peaking
back to
at
school.
life.
Yeah, that's the best time.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
my take on it.
No, I agree with Eli. I think if you do want all that good stuff in life, you're gonna have to not necessarily dig your own grave and work yourself to death, but I think you're gonna have to put in those hard yards. And yeah, like Eli said as well, the retirement age keeps going up every couple of years. So by the time we're like 70, we might be able to enjoy our retirement and have access to our super and whatever. Finally live life, but you're gonna, I think it's depressing that you'll finally be able to live life when you're retired and old.
Yeah,
I
I
think that's
know, and
super
it's like
depressing.
my body is young now. Like I want to do shit with
Yeah,
it.
I like
That's
if I
why.
wish I had the money that I'm gonna have in my 60s now, so I could
Yeah.
enjoy my fucking youth. But the money I have in my 60s and 70s, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't want to go traveling around the world. I'm too old, and I think that's depressing.
That's why I did Europe at 19, bro. I was like, I've saved this money from working at Woolies. I'm just fucking doing it. But I wanted
Mm,
to do way more travel. Obviously, COVID stopped that. Another COVID thing that's kind of come into
mm,
play here. But yeah, like just that whole thing about like, yeah, like my body's young now. I want to do all this cool shit. Like I
mm.
want to bungee jump and jump out of an airplane and do all this cool experiences. I want to go whitewater rafting every weekend. Like I did it. I've done it once in my life on a school thing, and ever since I wanted to do it again. But it's like, right, I'm not, copping the $100 or whatever it is to do it like each weekend. But how cool would it be if
Yeah.
you could do it each weekend? So you watch shows like The Bachelor, and you go, "Fuck, this guy's like living the life, just taking these hot chicks out on dates that are paid for by production, and then he gets to pick one of them." Like, bro, what a life! Or like professional athletes, like they just fucking, what do they do? Like footy players, man. Like, let's look at those Bulldogs players from last year, bro. They visited a school, and then
But you know that
Scored no
wasn't always
tries
the
and they got like
case.
$400,000.
yeah,
That
like
wasn't always the case with footy players though. Like back in the 80s, they had second jobs really.
yeah, you're right.
What-
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But nowadays, it's like, bro, they get away scratch free. Like the two doggies players last year, they went on a school. They went to meet some school kids, and then they met a couple of girls who were, I think, 17 or 18, so legal age, but still. And then brought them to the apartment and had end up having sex with them. Media found out about it, and like they basically got like 6 weeks suspensions and like a couple grand fine. And it's
I
like now
don't
they're
think they had sex with them. I think they just contacted them on the phone.
No, I thought that they did. Apparently, they had like sexual activities with them, like in the.
Allegedly. You have to add allegedly when you
True,
make claims
true.
you don't know. Or you'll get sued.
True,
You
but
say
yeah,
allegedly.
allegedly. But no, like athletes just can do whatever they want, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
not Jared
they
Hayne,
follow a different set of rules.
not Jared Hayne, but you
And
know.
not Jared Hayne. That guy's in jail.
Well, like musicians, man, they're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get like someone to make me a beat, and I'll just like, I'll scoopity poop over it, and make a couple mil from it, like. Or like Frank Ocean just doesn't drop since 2016, yet has enough money to just not even need to.
Yeah,
Or,
I know, that shit's unfair.
or Kendrick Lamar, like the dude's one of the most known rappers, yet he hasn't dropped since 2017, and everyone's like, "Where's your album?" And he's like, "I don't know." Like, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, we're not all lucky, but I guess that's where I'm concluding with.
I think this needs to be a part 2 because I think we should go away and really study what it means to work to live or live to work.
Yeah. I agree.
Yep, we could do that in a month or so.
Yeah, definitely
Do a
a
bit more
topic to
prep for it.
revisit. Yeah.
Anyone got any final things before I kind of wrap it up?
Well, I guess being in Australia, we're pretty lucky that we can fall back on
That is true.
like the government to help us if you need it. And I'm pretty damn grateful that when I first started university in 2015, I did have youth allowance to get through university. Because a lot of people don't have that luxury. You know, they think, oh, I can't study and work, so they just never study. So I think back when life was easier back then, as much as we have to kill ourselves to buy a house, like you said, and raise a family, I'm grateful that I'm able to do that in a country like Australia, you know?
That's true. I like that. Charlie?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we need to I don't know, take full advantage of the government. I don't know.
Yeah, if they're
always
offering
take
free
that.
money, I'll freaking take it. I don't care.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Like the Dine and Discover New South Wales vouchers. You know, I used all mine. Like,
Yeah,
$100
yeah.
bucks.
Fucking useless. 25. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
Those are the
still.
dumbest thing on the planet.
$100 that I didn't have before.
You couldn't even use it on you couldn't even use it on good shit. You're like, oh fucking hell. What's that even do in Sydney? Let's go Hoyts. Let's go Event Cinemas. Like, what the hell?
That's true. To wrap it up, something that I've spoken about with Charlie before, and we've only done it on a couple episodes, but to finish off with a life hack. Charlie, do you have a life hack? Just any life hack. It can be relevant, or it doesn't have to
I
be.
got a life hack. I feel like if you're not capable of taking care of yourself financially, do not go on Tinder dates every week. Save that money. You know,
I love that. I absolutely love
if you
that.
can't if you can't save money for yourself, don't try and get laid every week on Tinder, spending $100 on dinner for a girl. Use that $100 for yourself.
That's so true. And that actually ties into my next topic, which I believe will be I'm doing next week, which is dating red flags. I'm gonna get a female perspective on this podcast
Oh,
and
I love that.
get that going on. So very relevant life hack there. Charlie, do you have one today at all?
That's good. No, I was gonna say you. No, I don't know. I had one for Macca's, but I've sort of forgotten. I've forgotten what you do, but it's something to do when you go to the uh, food pickup window. You add more food onto it or something. No, I forgot. Anyway, I saw a YouTube video. I've forgotten it now, but there was a good hack there. I think
I
you
reckon
ask for like a free drink and they give it to you. They give you something. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I reckon you just you do the good old life hack of calling up Macca's being like, "Hey, you forgot to put my burger in my meal." And they go, "Oh, what'd you order?" And like as long as you've ordered it before, then pretty
What are you guys
easy to
trying to
get
steal from Macca's for?
because they're shit. They never fucking fulfill their orders. They never put half the time they leave out the chips or they leave out the like something or the nuggets or there's one missing nugget. You know, if I was a Macca's worker, I would put an extra nugget in every single time. See, and you notice you go to normal burger places and they feel like they fill your bloody takeaway with chips. So you know, I don't condone stealing, but McDonald's, well, they make so much money, so like get those free burgers.
Yep. And on that note, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a good time, good podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is great.
We
I
might
really enjoyed this.
we might have a part two on this one. In a month or so, maybe before. But yeah, thanks for joining me again, Charlie, and thanks to you, Mansour. Make sure everyone listening to follow and subscribe Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And give me feedback. I see a lot of likes on the YouTube videos. No one comments though, so like, I get a couple of messages. That's nice. So yeah, I'm just trying to build this up. At the moment, it's still, I think we're episode 6 now, could be even 7. And it's still kind of just friends and family I'm sharing this to. So soon, I'm hoping to expand that past that, maybe chuck $30 into marketing so that this podcast gets out there and gains some traction. I actually have a mate who's happy to do a little cross promotion with me, and he's going to be a sort of a sponsor on the podcast. But that'll come in good time. But anyway, thanks guys. It's been fun. I don't know if Charlie, you want to join on the next podcast or not.
Maybe. I don't know. All I'm doing now is going to sleep. So
Yeah, this isn't today, but yeah, the next one I'll be doing, which will be on dating red flags. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting
I
because
can.
I feel like males will have very, very different red flags
I don't know
compared.
what a red flag is for a woman.
Well, I was gonna say before we wrap up,
She
does
said
anyone,
yes to date. I'm going on it.
like, does anyone have like a red flag when it comes to dating? Like for me, I'll just do one off the bat, and I'll mention this in the next when I get this podcast out. But if you rock up and you're going out for drinks and they just get white girl wasted and they just end up like crying and being super emotional, that's a red flag for me. I ain't going on a date to see you white girl wasted. Like that's just mine. That's all. That's what I'll finish off with. My red flag. I got plenty more. Don't you worry. But yeah, I
That's
feel like guys are a lot less picky.
Yeah.
All right.
All
On
right.
that note, thanks again, guys. And for you guys, Mansour and Charlie, this should be out tomorrow if you want to listen to it. I'll try and get it uploaded overnight. All right. Take
All right.
care.
See you.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening. Subscribe and all the
Ma-
rest.
Mansour.
Follow us on Instagram at e.li.maynard. Mansour's is shit.
Mansour_SHUKOOR.
And Charlie doesn't want to get plugged ever.
No. Mansour.
We need to
Wait,
make
Mansour.
we need to make a Instagram for the podcast actually. Maybe around episode 10 we'll do that. But anyway, thanks again. Catches.
See ya. Bye.